Sunny and 90 in Lawrenceville. Yeah, I know that feeling, Willard. That's kind of what it feels until the rain starts falling. That just shocking rain that comes out of nowhere just because the air is so hot that the moisture just gets squeezed out of it. That's the fun rain. Coming in from San Antonio, Texas, 94 degrees and sunny in SoCal, 90 plus. San Diego's got to have some of the best temperature, the best weather of any city in this entire country. I'm envious of San Diego weather. 77 degrees Fahrenheit today. That's great, Ben. We're coming out Southern California, 85 and warm. Uh, 81 thunderstorms and rain in Arlington. I like Arlington. That's a nice place. Smoky in Grand Junction. Ooh, wildfires. Yeah, we need to get those under control. See if we can send some of that rain your way, Dave. Charlotte, North Carolina, 84 and sunny. So we're coming in from all over the place. We're getting a good California crowd in here tonight. Let's see, Rochester, New York, New Jersey. We got Covington, Tennessee in the house. So, yeah, pretty much covering the entire southern United States. We got anybody from up north? Colorado, Chattanooga. Chattanooga is always a fun place. Coming in from the Bronx, Jasmine, good to see you here tonight. Joe in Boston. All right, we got the New Englanders in the house. Galveston, Texas, Galveston Bay, Texas. All right, Oklahoma City, sunny 89. Starting to get eclectic on this crowd. Western Connecticut, 79 human. Tulsa. Right. Starting to get everybody lining up here, and I think we're going to have a heck of a night to talk about. And again, as I said, one of the big things with this market, you could see by the way it had that big jagged move earlier today, the market is looking for guidance. And of course, with earnings reports, it's one of the big things we do get is guidance. So being able to stay on top of that, dtitrader.com/telegram, dtitrader.com/YouTube, very important. And also having a plan for what it is you want to pay attention to. Now, as a futures trader, I can just tell you that I think one of the main things to pay attention to is the E-mini S&P future. I think that tells us more than most things. But if you're going to be a stock trader, you need to know about the stocks that are most important to you. The number one, you're going to have your favorite stock. Number two, you're going to be looking for stocks the that a lot of people would normally pay attention to. And Tom's going to talk to you about some of those stocks here tonight, his top 10 stocks for the rest of the week. And these are going to be the ones to focus on. Because if you're looking just to find out, well, out of the 3,000 stocks, what does this news affect? That gets a little bit troublesome. But if you know which stocks you're paying attention to, well, you can focus on that, keep that focus narrow, and be on top of the market. We got, is that Peoples Valley, Arizona? The spelling's kind of throwing me off a little bit there, Robert. We got Pittsburgh, PA in the house, 75 and stormy. RKLB has been paying. Let's see if that comes up. Tom, I don't know if that's one of the ones on your list. Coming out from Fairfield, Connecticut. We got a nice large group in the house tonight. Spread over. I haven't seen too many international visitors in here tonight. Looking for some of you guys coming in from beyond the oceans, or even our northern and southern neighbors. Let's see. So Tom's got a heck of a horizon behind him. I kind of like that. That's nice. Coming in from New Hampshire. Well, Jackie has to answer questions about how Tom's going to run things. You know what? I got the perfect person in the room, just lined up to answer that question for you. Um, we got Tom Busby in the house, and I'm sure he would love to tell you about what he's looking at. Now, I would say he's probably got a few other things to talk to you about to start things off, but cer- certainly keep those questions on the ready.
Well, hello, Chuck. How you doing? Can you
I'm
hear
very,
me?
yeah, I'm doing great, Tom. I just need to find a glass of water real quick.
Oh, I hear you. Well, folks, I think you're in for a fine night. We're talking about a market that has been interesting. Before I get started, just a couple things. Every day I post T-Buzz TV. It's not very long, minute, 2 minutes in the morning, but it's my take on where the market's going to go up or down, and how to decide that using a pivot number. And I do that every morning. It's called T-Buzz TV, and you can join that. I think that first one, join T-Buzz free Telegram channels where it is. It's totally free. But I put that out. Got a bunch of people that listen to that, and they really uh, find out that you can, I guess, get on the right side of the market if you do it early enough. That's number one. Number two, I feel like that we're a few days away from the date that I think that the market's gonna quit being so rocky, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. And that's July the 21st. That's a key date. And that's next Monday. And then just a lot of good things happening. I've been teaching. I do this every now and then. I had some one-on-one training last week. Had a great time. Had a class, a small class, uh, Monday and Tuesday, and then today I had another one-on-one and a one-on-one tomorrow, and then I finally take a break from that, and I did that intentionally because July 21st is going to kick off what I think is the best second half in history. And here's a question I got for everybody before I get started. Uh, how many days in the last 12 has the market gone up, been sideways, or gone down? What do you think that number is, that percentage here in July or a little bit before July, like the last 12 days? What do you think it is? Well, it's been up 10 times. John, you're right. 10 days out of 12, it's been higher than where it opened at. And I'm using the S&P to judge that. So the market is very bullish. However, there's a however here. I want everybody to listen to this. However, an issue has been we're still inside what I use as a breakdown or break up algorithm at the start of the month. Okay. And that algorithm is still inside that range. And so we haven't broke out yet. So next week probably argues it's going to break. Okay. And that's going to be time to fasten your seatbelts, because once it does that, it will trend very fast and very strong. And how many people have heard me warn you about this coming or alert you to the fact we're getting closer as we get into next week? How many people heard me say that July 21st day? Just type yes in the chat room if you've heard me say that. We're drilling in on it right now. It's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. I hope everybody here can participate, because I got a great plan, and we'll kick it off Sunday night to do that. And so I'm pretty excited about it, and I hope you are. We talked about it at Sawgrass. I gave you the date, and I think that you got to sort of think about things of how you're going to invest your dollars to get the maximum benefit from that investment. And I think that'll be an important thing to consider as we go into next week. This weekend been it'd be time for all the thinking and talking. It'd be time for doing going into next week. Okay, that's July 21st, Monday. Okay, so I'll be prepared. Listen up. You'll learn. This should be the best second half in the history of the exchange if everything goes the way I think it will go. Now, there's risks involved in that. Risks involved in trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results. You hear that a lot, and there's a reason. There's always things that can come in to change the deck, so to speak. Now, for those that don't know who I am, I'm former Air Force officer, active trader since the 70s, former member of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, have 3 books, and I would argue that you probably ought to get those books and read them. And that's based on what my students have told me over the years. That Markets Never Sleep book has become very, very beneficial with stocks trading 24 hours, which is a recent phenomenon for stocks here in America to do that. And of course, trade to win attitude you got to have. And I work with a lot of traders over the years. Now, in my opinion, I'm going to play the odds, and the odds say we're going higher. And so the trades that I will make will take advantage of that movement. And you might say, well, that sounds pretty good. Well, how are you done with that? Well, I asked Jonathan to put this up there, and you might have seen it, but in May, we had 44 total trades with a 93% accuracy. Now that there is higher than my normal 4 out of 5, but that's pretty good. And I have a lot of people here that participated on a lot of those trades. Okay, where we got in and we got you out, and you had a good opportunity, I think, to really build some equity. And talking to people like today, I had a gentleman in, and he was telling me how much his account had grown just by doing what I suggested. That made me feel real good. And then Friday or Monday or Tuesday, had a guy that said the exact same thing. So something is working really good here, and there's a lot going on. In June, I had 27 winners, no losses in June. Not bad, huh? 27 winners, no losses in June. And now we're in July. Well, we finished up our great sawgrass. I always forget to mention this. We had 10 for 10 there. So that's pretty hot. And you might see some of those stocks and the prices we paid for them back then, just how early we were on those big moves, like NVIDIA, MU, TQQ, QQQ, XSP, CoreWeave, okay? The run it had. We were there. Now, I was shocked when Jonathan put this one and showed me this one. I didn't realize it, that we're about halfway through the month. I've got 16 winners and no losses. And I hadn't even really felt like I started trading. So next week should be really good for people if you participate. Now, wouldn't you like to play with the odds in your favor? Let me ask that question. If that's a simple question, give me a yes in this chat room if you see the benefit of getting in and getting out at prices that give you a chance to make some money. Well, you hang with me, that's what we're going to do, okay? That's the idea. 16 winners, didn't even feel like I've traded so far, and I'm at 16 for the month. Now, Seven Sisters is where the general market is. I always talk about this. These are the big stocks that I follow around the globe. You can see that E-mini's up 5.78% this year. NASDAQ's up 8.33. The Dow's dragging about 3, but look at Europe, 21, gold 27. Crude is down for the year, I think going a lot lower personally. And bonds are down 1.43%, but something might be happening on the interest rate as we near the end of the year. Keep your eye on that one. There might be an opportunity. Now, my 10 tickers. I post this every Sunday night. And if you look at this, you will see that these trigger numbers are numbers that you can get in at and maybe make some money. If you look at that, you see Coinbase is there, iBit's there. Look at Nvidia; it's breaking out too. Nvidia, and here's a new stock I put out that deals with dividends. Bought it at 50. It's going to pay a dividend. It's currently 51.54. AMD, how about AMD tonight? It's at 159. I said to buy it at 147. These are the kind of some of the winners you can expect with me. I post this every Sunday night. I give it away. Totally free. I give it away. Microsoft 506. I did a credit put spread, made some money there. MU did not trigger and went down. WPM has not triggered. QQQ right at the pivot point, and the SPY is a little bit below the pivot point. But this is the 10 tickers I posted Sunday night. Who was there Sunday night when I gave you these 10 tickers? Did it help you? Did it help you this week if you were there? Having this framework every week I give you just for showing up. I think it's pretty nice. Okay? And that's the point. Now, this is the way I do it. I have about 25 tickers, okay? 25 tickers that I use to decide whether to be one of three things: long, short, or out. Like I said, E-mini, NASDAQ, and Dow is still spinning. Hadn't set a tone yet. Crude still spinning, gold still spinning. But silver, I posted in TNT at the start of the week. It got hot, and it's been very long this week. Bonds are still short. Bitcoin, called it. Said get long. It went up, made a record high this week. Almost hit my target of 125, but it's done real well. There's bonds in Alcoa Aluminum. Archer, this is the sector I told you was hot, the drone sector. Archer's done really well. AMD, there it is, telling you to be long. Now think about this: getting long at 135 and looking at 159. You can make your living off that one stock, catching one like that. And you got, it looks like Black Sky right there is long. I haven't traded it yet. I mean to keep trying to trade it. I haven't done it yet. Berkshire is still south. I will thin my holdings in Berkshire if it doesn't move by August 3rd or 4th. My nuclear sector has done quite well. CCJ, Coinbase, doing quite well. CoreWeave is stay out this month. It's very hot at the first month and then turned south at the 3-day. We recognize that, stepped aside. CVX, a good one. Dave, another one that was good coming this month. It's a stay out. D-Dog's nothing. Dollar General is nothing. And Home Depot is not anything. Now, Hood. Keep your eye on Hood. I'll probably get in the Hood tomorrow. I've been watching it now for a month. Haven't traded it yet, but I'll probably trade it tomorrow. Joby, look at Joby, 16. It is leaving a trail of winners behind it. iBit's there. Meta's on a stay out. MP's long. Microsoft's long. There's the rest of them. You look there. NNE, Nvidia is the hottest stock on the exchange. OWN has been good. Palantir has been good. By the way, Palantir's got a bid tonight. Okay, for those that trade in the night. Roblex long. Silver's long. Oracle's breaking out tonight. Got to be good. Tesla's turned positive for the month. Look at Tesla. That's a new one. And here's one that one of my students, Bill Sample, brought me. XSRP. I actually bought it today. This is Ripple, I guess. It's a double Ripple. But it's volatile. It's a wild one. But I'm in there, very small amount, but I am in there and pretty happy I was. Now, let's talk about something that's been on my mind. If Carol's here, I give Carol credit for getting me on here. She came to me last year and said, Tom, uh, I've been doing these dividends, and we looked at it. She told me what she was doing. I really audited her account. She was 100% correct, got me interested. I have not been a dividend person. My personality, okay, typically in the past, dividends paid every quarter. And then they started doing monthlies. And now they've gone to what I call weeklies. So I came up with a concept called the T-Buzz dividend wheel. My goal is to put together about 5 of these babies that pay us every day. How many people like that idea? Getting paid every day with my techniques, my ability to find these things, okay? This week I introduced one called NVDW. We got paid on that one, and that's just a new one that we brought here. So I'm really on the dividend wheel, okay? And I'm gonna build it and help everybody, get paid every day, okay? My first thought with the weeklies, build me a weekly paycheck, but I've changed that now. I want to get paid every day. This fits my personality. Everybody else can deal with the monthlies. Everybody else can deal with the quarterlies. I'm going to deal with the weeklies. Okay. That's where I'm going to focus mine. It's more my personality. And I like that a lot better because the risk is a lot lower if you go weekly. Because, the Grim Reapers on these high dividend stocks is out there, and I've got some techniques I think that will mitigate it. And even if I don't catch it, you only get 1/4 of the pain that most people would suffer with the longer term dividends. So I explain that as I get further into this, but I will have a dividend wheel. My plan is to develop a dividend wheel of high yield weekly payers. I've got a couple that I'm into right now. I'm building it out. And next week I will have a class on this. And so you ought to try to be there if you can. And we'll publicize it in T-Buzz TV. So you ought to join where you'll find out when I'm going to do it. Right now, I'm into 3 of these stocks that fit the criteria I'm looking for. Here's how they've done in 2025. LFGY, this is one I came upon that I liked. It was stable. It had been at 51 at the first of the year, dropped, then got down to about 40, and it's bottoming. So I took a position there, and it was so good, I've increased my holdings on this one, LFGY. Okay. Now this is a new one I put on the books this week. Sunday night I told people about it. It's called NVDW. It's had a heck of a run so far. This is based on NVIDIA, which tied in. I said, well, I'm long the actual stock. Might as well make some dividends along the way. NVDW. This one pays, and it's a good one. This one pays on Tuesday, and so you can't get the dividend this week. You can get it next week, but NVDW. Okay? And here's one that is stepping out there a little bit, and I'll explain. This is a dividend payer that's really been losing money, but I think it's bottomed, and I'm going to take a piece of it. I already have, and I'm going to build a position here. But this is called YETH, which is Ethereum, the Bitcoin. And so I own it now. I own more of it, and I think there's some big potential here if I'm right. In fact, if you look at it on a daily chart using one of my tools that I use, this is my MTI, you can see it's breaking out at these low prices, and got my attention. And I wanted to show you that chart, but this is early in the game right here, I think, for YETH. YETH. And I wanted to show those with you tonight because I'm building this out. Next week I'll do a class on it. And Wendy, I'm holding it. I've got a process that tells me when to get out. We'll talk about that next week. Okay? Right now I'm in it until it's time to get out. That's an overview of what I'm planning in the near future. Who's excited that I'm finally getting into dividends? Haven't done it in 40 plus years, but I'm getting into it now. Who's excited I'm going to pay attention to this? I can bring the skill level pretty good. And Yankee says, I'm surprised. Well, the weeklies. I'm going to specialize in the weeklies. Okay. Carol's all excited, she says, but we got a lot to go on. And Bruce says he loves to cash when I get an idea, and here's one coming. But anyway, that's coming in the future. Okay, next week, that flash meeting with more information. Everyone will be invited to 10, so hope y'all can make it. Now, let's get philosophical. Bill Gates gave a speech to his high school class, and I read this and I said, this is pretty good. I'm not a Bill Gates fan, but this was pretty good. This was when he was younger, probably was more in tune, I would say. But he said, life is not fair. Get used to it. The world won't care about your self-esteem. The world will expect you to accomplish something before you feel good about yourself. And listen to one. You will not make 60,000 a year right out of high school. You won't be a vice president with a car phone until you earn both. If you think your teachers is tough, wait till you get a boss. I laughed on that one. And this was another good one. Flipping burgers is not beneath your dignity. Your grandparents had a different word for burger flipping. They called it opportunity. This is where we got to get back to how it really counts. Here's some more. If you mess up, it's not your parents' fault. So don't whine about your mistakes. Learn from them. And before you were born, your parents wasn't as boring as they are now. They got that way from paying your bills to clean your clothes and listening to you talk about how cool you thought you are. So before you save the rainforest from the parasites of your parents' generation, try delousing the closet in your own room. That's a funny one. Your school may have done away with winners and losers, but life has not. In some schools, they have abolished failing grades. They give you as many times as you want to get the right answer. Doesn't bear the slightest resemblance to anything in real life. I saw this, thought I'd share it with you. Here's some more. Life is not divided into semesters. You don't get summers off, and very few employers are interested in helping you find yourself. Do that on your own time. Hey, television is not real life. In real life, people actually have to leave the coffee shop and go to jobs. And here's one that I really got my attention. Be nice to nerds. Chances are you'll end up working for one. Isn't that true? Today's focus, how Wall Street takes your money. First, a few things that happen. They use fear to convince you to exit great stocks. Today was a prime example of this one. Did you see the market sell off for about 45 minutes today? They use fear to make you get out of winning positions. Result of that fear is taking losses or taking smaller profits. It happens all the time. So you got to have a plan. You got to have a process. They use the news media to perpetrate that on you over and over again. We were laughing about it today, me and Fred. I said, this is a buying opportunity. This is not going to stay down. And that, what I'm talking to is when they announced that Trump was going to fire the Fed chairman. I said, no, he's not. Watch what happens. Within an hour, they put the rumor to bed and the market came snapping back. Just like a few days ago, the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, they were concerned about tariffs ahead of the key dates. Do you know the PPI came out today, had the best reading in 4 years? News agencies won't tell you that. Inflation is not being affected by these tariffs. News will tell you that tariffs cause that. Not true. All these actions are to convince you to get out. Heck, there was a time when I made all those trades in June that I didn't lose money. Every day I'd read 10 things that were negative, nothing positive. Nothing, I'm telling you, was positive I read. Here's what they won't tell you about. They won't tell you about home sales hitting 6% in March. They won't tell you that crude oil has dropped over 8% since we started the year. They won't tell you that regulations have been reduced in the first 6 months of the Trump campaign to lower the cost of business. And they won't talk about the big, beautiful tax bill, which is going to put more money in your pocket than anything that's been done, I think, in the last 10, 15 years. They won't talk about it. They won't talk about anything positive about companies out there, only that they pulled their forward guidance. Now you noticed they've started putting guidance out again, haven't they? That infers that things are pretty awful. That's the story they're telling. What am I telling you? I'm telling you, July 21st, we're going to buy some stocks. We're going to take advantage of this market going a lot higher. That's exactly what Wall Street does to take your money. We're not going to let it do it. Here's what you can do to avoid the trap. You can use the tools I've created, the roadmap software. Who's got the roadmap? Who doesn't have the roadmap? MTI by DTI. Who has MTI? Who doesn't have MTI? And then around the clock trading in my TNT room, you got to get it. You got to get these three things: the software, MTI by DTI, and around the clock trading with TNT. Today, I spent a day with one-on-one training with a great student, showing him what the market was really saying by using this reference bar approach. You know what he said to me? He said, no one's ever showed me this. No one's ever taken the time to teach me what to look for in case I'm not around. He knows where to look. Folks, I love showing you how this works. All you got to do is listen. We have a white paper we give people that want to read it. Here it are. Read up about the reference bars. dtitrader.com/W2. Pretty nice stuff. Now let's talk about what I have planned for the future. I decided after Sawgrass, they said, will you do another Sawgrass person to person? I said, guys, I was with you 16 hours a day. We made all that money. I said, we'll do it next year, but I will do one July 30th and 31st because that's in sync with what I think is a runaway market. Okay? That's what I decided to do. I planned it, and tonight is the last night or the last chance you're going to have to be part of it. So let me tell you about it. It's a great program I got set up July 30th and 31st. We're going to finish July and go into August with the steam. We'll cover stocks, options, and I'll add futures training. I'm going to show you some futures that you could do inside this class. In fact, we call it the Mid-Year Strategy Masterclass, July 30th and 31st, online only. The class will focus on using the roadmap and MTI to make it pay and to make trades during the 24-hour market, during the week, and during the month. I will show you how to have the foundation to go forward in what should be the best trading year, investing year of your life. Who's for that? Who wants to have the best trading year of their life and they want to do what's necessary to be part of it? Well, you got to get part of this class. It kicks it off. Okay? This class will focus on it. I'll focus on the Seven Sisters and start there, and we'll put it together. The odds will be in our favor. We'll focus on the setups with the roadmap, how to get the most and fit your trading. I got a special bonus for roadmap holders, and I'll tell you about it in a little bit. Remind me, I worked on it today, even while I was doing this. I'm very excited about what's coming. This is going to be so good for everybody in the country, Mary Alice. So good. All boats are going to rise with what happens. The roadmap software is what it looks like. I'll show you what all that means, simplify it for you. Then we'll turn to MTI by DTI, show the importance of the white lines staying in front of them, whether it be long, short, or out. We simplified the world of investing with this software. It makes it so good to learn. That's what it looks like. Above the white lines, you're going to be long. There's that XSRP. Look at it. That's why I bought it right there. Education is the key and keeping it simple. Let's showcase the MT Opportunity Scanner, which I have now set up midterm. I had it done at Sawgrass. This is the training we said we'd do, how to set up the risk reward and when you're wrong. There it is right there, and it's easy to read, and I'll show you what that means. Step by step, where you'll have 5 simple steps to know where to get in, where to get out, and where you're wrong. That is worth a fortune. I'll make sure everybody that attends this understands it and can use it. The different strategies that allow you to take advantage of whether the market goes up or down. I'll teach you short-term trading opportunities with some of my favorite tickers. The QQQ, the SPY, the TQQ, the SQQ, and the XSP, just to name a few. I'll teach you how to trade some of the hottest stocks out there, NVIDIA, AMD, Palantir, and more. We'll also review the strategy of using utility stocks to grow your retirement accounts. And as a unique opportunity to allow you to address topics you won't cover in this class. I'll cover anything that you send to me. All you have to do after you sign up, say, I'd like you to cover this during the 2 days. I will do it. TG@DTI Trader. Okay? All this is the way to do it. Special bonus, I'm including 3 months of my world-class education in futures and show you how it can help get you on the right side of the market and give you access to what we do every Monday night for the next 3 months. If you're already a Futures First member, hey, I'll add 3 additional months to your subscription where you'll get something out of it too. There it is. It includes, we'll meet each Monday at 7 p.m. for the class and make sure you got it. That's going to be very valuable as we go into the second half of the year. Special bonus, access to the Telegram channel where I post great opportunities throughout the week. Right inside that channel, you'll get access. How much value is that? Well, I asked some of the people that did it. Look at this. Roger took one of the trades, applied what I taught, and made 1,100% on his futures trade, plus 400 the previous month. I'm pretty consistent, by the way, with what I teach. Right, Carol? Pretty consistent, right there. I educate you where you can take advantage on your schedule, okay? Now, we'll understand that 24-hour market. We're going to explore the 7 sister markets, how it helps tell you what's working and what's not, trading in various market strategies. Utility stocks in trading. I love utility stocks, and a special bonus, you get 3 months in my futures education program. Wow. Get signed up. You can call 904-706-352. If you sign up for this, need the roadmap, need the MTI by DTI, okay? If you sign up for this, okay, if you sign up for this, there's a special price. Talk to Barbara at DTI Trader or Andrak at DTI Trader. If you want the roadmap and MTI don't have it, we got a special deal for this class, okay? There it is. Special price for any gold member that wants to attend, okay? Talk to Barbara at DTI Trader. Give us a call. Any questions, we'll cover it. Why not choose those days to have the class? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I think this is where the action is. Gives people time to plan, to have the direct how-to, okay? How-to. If you attend this class, there's an opportunity to see live. Of course, if I'm in front of you, I'm going to do live trading. Absolutely. We'll make that scholarship. For the next 3 months, you get access to our futures training. If you're new to options, I'll also give you an option course to help you navigate that, show you how to relate the two. I'll introduce a few new option strategies. There it is, folks. Getting that 24-hour market cycle down, 7 sisters market, trading strategies for various market conditions, approaches that will apply to any request, whether it's short-term, swing, or long-term. And with what I announced tonight, My dividend strategy will be included in here where you'll learn how to do it. Okay? 904-706-3532. Okay, let me answer some questions. Carol says the best program is the gold. And if you're lucky enough to get an invitation to the medallion program, talk to Jeff, Jonathan, Jeffrey, and Kelly. As amazing. Best education you can get anywhere. Thanks, Carol, for saying that. Any other questions? Janet, talk to Kelly Barber. She'll get you straightened out. Okay? Kelly Barber will help you. Or Andraka will help. Folks, I got this time for a reason, don't I? Remember I told you I don't trade unless the odds in my favor? Well, this is the class that you don't want to miss. I think it's pretty neat that we got this planned. Everybody else is sitting on their tail, and I'm already ahead of them, aren't I? Well, I've been here before. I haven't been here for what I think, okay? What I think is going to be awesome. Any questions you have, type it in there. I'll be glad to answer before I go. Carol just said that she loves it. Yeah, 7 hours each day, Morris, and I'll record everything in blocks of instruction. Everything will be recorded where you can go back and review for the rest of the year. I will cover each month. I didn't talk about that. Each month that makes out the rest of the year. Okay? Each date each month that you got to pay attention. Right in this class, Polly, that's when I'm going to do it. MTI by DTI. Folks, this is the whole, as a friend of mine used to own a car wash used to say, this is the whole ball of wax right here. Be there. Now, I mentioned that the software, I'm working on something. We had a class on it and train and trade Monday night about the 8 o'clock. I'm happy to report I'm having it incorporated into the roadmap to save us the time and effort to get those key numbers on the stocks that are trading overnight. How about that? I talked to the programmer today. He's working on it. So we'll have an upgrade on that pretty quick. And boy, that is something that's really going to help people. Everybody to know what I'm talking about. Stocks now open the next day, not at 9:30 in the morning, but at 8 o'clock at night. Okay? Would y'all like an example of how important it is? Would y'all like an example of what I'm talking about here? How important it is. Go look at AMD. The stock is at 159.95. If it's higher than 159.95 when the cash market opens tomorrow, AMD will head to 164. Write that down. I'm telling you tonight. What? How do you know this stuff, folks? You got to know me to know. Developing the reference bar system allows me to see the opportunities. AMD trades 24 hours. If you got a Charles Schwab account, good to cancel EXTO, put you in. The stock at 9:30 tomorrow has to be higher than that. Let's just call it 160, okay? Everybody understand what I'm talking about? That's a key number as we go forward tomorrow. You got the number. I said it right here. By the way, if you're in TNT tomorrow, my T-Buzz Talk and Trade, I will post this at 9:30 where it's a go or no go on AMD since I mentioned it tonight. How you like that for a freebie? No, Raymond, that's not true. No. I give you the foundation in those 2 days, and then throughout the rest of the year, you get a lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff. Folks, I laid it out there for you tonight. I got to do a one-on-one tomorrow. Anybody got any questions before I wrap it up? Get in this class. From now on, my goal is for you, okay? My goal is for you from now on not to have those big losses we've all had, to learn how to protect yourself as we go into what I believe, okay? What I believe going into what I think will be the best second half of my lifetime, okay? That's what I'm looking for. I'm doing all the education, been doing the education, because I do not want to leave anybody behind that has the desire that wants to do it. Any last minute questions for me? I'm going to wrap it up, call it a night, and as I always say, I'll see you on the flip side. Janet, just use 160 after 9:30 tomorrow. Talk to Barbara, she'll help you out. Let's do it.
you love